Okay, the first thing I'm going to do, I don't really like this font, so I want to make sure that you guys realize that these are minus signs and this is a plus sign. So if you want to make that a little more defined, do that. We're talking about the equation of the circle, which is this, which looks kind of scary, but it's really not that scary. It's just, you've got 3 letters that you're plugging stuff in for. But you guys remember y equals mx plus b that you used all the time last year, and we haven't really looked at it at all this year? You only plugged in something for m and b, and the y and x stayed. Same for this. You're going to plug something in for the h, the k, the r, and that's it. The h and the k are the center of the circle, so the center of the circle is h and k. The x value is h, the y value is k. The radius is r, obviously. So for this circle right here, the center is at 0, 0. The radius is 3. How do I figure out the radius? You start from the center and you count to the left, you count up, or that's to the right. Right, up, left, or down, and it's all going to be the same. So it's how many spaces away? 1, 2, 3 spaces away. And then the equation is you just plug these numbers in. So my h is 0, my k is 0. They won't all look like this, but x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, here's the deal. Typically, you would be able to get rid of that 0 and just make it x squared plus y squared equals 9. But delta makes you type this one in. All right? Delta math wants this. I don't know why it won't accept this, because technically you should be able to get rid of the minus 0, but it doesn't let you. If you are doing a test or something, for me, you absolutely can just write this. You don't have to write that, but I will accept either answer. Delta will only accept this answer, so I wanted to specify that. And this is only when it's zeros for either the h or the k for the center. All right, let's do some where it's not zeros, down here. So this is your h, this is your k. We're going to plug it into this formula. I'm not going to rewrite the formula, so just look up here. You can't see it on the screen, but it's on your paper. The center is x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 16, because 4 times 4 is 16. So what is this? This is just like graphing a line where it's y equals mx plus b, except for this, you are graphing a circle. So if you put this in the calculator and you graphed it, you would get a circle. All we're doing is graphing a circle today. So what's happening, this starts as a positive 2, ends as a negative 2. Starts as positive 3, ends as a negative 3. Why is that? Because the formula changes the sign. All right, so what happens if it's negative? Well, it ends up looking like this. X minus negative 1 squared plus y minus negative 4 squared equals 4. And then when you have minus a negative, you change that to plus a positive, or change it to a big positive sign. However your teacher in the past taught you how to do it. My teacher always, it was a giant plus sign that we made for that, but I'm just going to rewrite it. X plus 1, just kind of to show you what change is happening. And just make sure you don't put 2 here. This is going to be 2 times 2. It has to be squared, so it's going to be 4. All right, I'm going to pause my screen. I want you to do this one right here. This is just the simplified version, but again, like I've said, which I've said this many times, but people will still type it in incorrectly. Delta wants the minus 0 and the parentheses. Don't get rid of them, or it's going to say it's wrong even though it's not wrong. All right. So things that you may not have done. You may have put plus, or you may have put minus 2 here. You got to change the sign. You may have put 3 there. I don't know. I'm trying to think of all the mistakes that people make sometimes. That's kind of it. All right. On delta, one of the sections is that you will see where it says write the equation of the circle below, and it will be a circle and there will be no center. So you have to determine what the center is. How does one do that? Well, the center is has the same radius all the way around. The center is right there. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can look at it this is definitely easier to do when you have it on paper. But if you draw two diameters in, where they intersect will be the center. But also, if you just count from the edge all the way across, you could just divide that by 2 and go halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes all the way to 12. You cut that in half, you only go down 6. That's another way to find the center. But yeah, 6 is the radius. So the center is -3, 3. The radius is 6. How do you get that? You count from the center to the edge. Up, down, left, right, either any of those. So x plus 3 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 36. All right, things that people mess up. They want to, oh, there you go. They want to put x minus 3 here and x plus 3 here. And even if you remember it, like, just, this should be a question on the test that's like a gift. It's so easy. But, I mean, every year, never fails, people miss it because they forget to change the sign. And then this one, the radius is 0, -1. Also, things that people mess up, they just like forget and accidentally put, like, switch the x and the y value. And put -1, 0 here, even though it's clearly 0, -1. So, because we haven't done a lot of coordinate plane stuff this year. So when we do, there's that adjustment of, you know, not putting the wrong answer in. Yeah, so x minus 0 squared plus y plus 1, change that sign, plus 1 squared equals 16. Okay, so I'm going to do these top 2 with you guys, and then you're going to do the bottom 2, and then we'll see if we can graph them in the right spot. I think the last section of Delta Math is you just are given an equation and have to graph it, which is pretty easy. All right, the center, +2, -1. Change the signs, don't mess that up. The radius is 3. How did I get that? You take whatever's in this, which that is not a Q, it's a 9. You take this number and you take the square root of it always. Sometimes it will be a nice pretty number. On delta it will always be a nice pretty number. So the center is at 2, -1. Make sure you can plot points. And then how does one draw it? All right, so pay attention to this part, guys. So when you're drawing it, and then like because people have a hard time drawing these, it's a little bit of a struggle. We're gonna go up 3, to the left 3, right 3, down 3, from the center, up, left, right, down. And then you're gonna try to draw a circle. It probably won't be pretty. Well, some of you it will be. Mine will not be pretty. But there is a circle with the center at 2, -1, and the radius of 3. For this one, it's super easy because the center is at 0, 0. But remember, on delta, it will have the -0, like the parentheses is an x minus 0. All right, so the radius is 5. So I went up 5, down 5, left 5, and right 5. I'm going to pause my screen. I want you to graph these last 2, and then I'm just going to show you what they look like. These are the circles. -3, +1, with a 1 radius. 2, 0, with the radius of 2.